Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Bones Collector, and I just wanted to do a quick unboxing today of Freedom 5 Rubble and Ruin, a Freedom 5 expansion. I didn't see one on YouTube, so I want to do one real quick for those of you who have this game. For those of you that purchased the big deluxe version of this game, this probably came in it. Lori and I had no interest in that. The big deluxe version, there's one that comes unpainted, but there's one that you can get that's painted also of the Freedom 5 game, and it is 6 times bigger than the retail box. It's just something we just don't have the room for something like that. But if you're interested in Freedom 5, $50 for that game, and they still have one at the Haven here in Castleberry, which is where I got mine, but he still has a copy up there if you're in Central Florida here and you're interested in this game. Now, Freedom 5 is a cooperative adventure style game. Well, not really an adventure style game, but it has some pretty adventure feeling things going on in it. You got some dice rolling and 5 decks of cards that you're going to interact with, not to mention your character deck. So that's a lot of fun to manage that deck of cards. This game is not for the faint of heart. I'm just going to say a few things about this game. It reminds me of Chimera Station. It has that cartoony look to it, but there's a lot going on in this game. So if you are looking for a game that's light, this isn't it. There's a lot going on in this game. You have these plastic henchmen that are going to populate the board and continually come out, and you're going to have to manage that. You're going to have to manage mastermind tokens, anarchy tokens, the villains and masterminds themselves. So there's a lot happening that you have to keep track of. The dice rolling may kill you. You're going to be rolling dice, and dice will do that. But you have a lot of mitigation in the deck of cards that go along with your character, and you're going to have some mitigation in special cards and justice cards that you can acquire while you're playing the game. So there is a lot of mitigation to that luck process. But again, a lot happening, a lot to juggle. So if you're looking for a real light cooperative game, this isn't it. I guess is the bottom line. This is a game that's going to take some managing. It's crisis management, and it's pretty high crisis management. And the way it works, yeah, we did manage to win the scenario. Each scenario is 3 chapters, and it's in a comic book style right here. You'll have some special setup rules and some special rules for each chapter that you got to pay attention to, and that's another thing that you have to manage. A couple of times we're like, oh my gosh, we had to do that in this, so you get caught trying to remember the changes in the rules for each chapter. Then once you finish those 3 chapters, you move on to the next scenario, and you get to unlock a little envelope of cards that give you more cards for your characters and some other special cards, which is kind of fun. But in this box here, let's see what's in here, because we like the game, right? Yeah, we like the game. But this is, I already took the shrink off this box, you guys. I didn't want to have to do it on camera. There's our little silica pack. But what I wanted, there's only 4 scenarios in the base box when you get it. And you're going to run through those pretty quick. I mean, it takes a while to play. Each chapter's an hour and a half, would you say?
And you need to play 3 chapters every time you play. Yeah. Because you have to set it back up again.
Yeah, each chapter is probably an hour and a half. So you've got, it has 4.5 hours into one scenario. So you got 4 scenarios. What did I say, 4.5 hours?
You might be able to do them in 3. Yeah. Once we get better at this, it won't take as long.
But in here, and I knew this because I looked, you get 6 more scenarios. So that's what you're getting in this box, is a comic book with 6 more scenarios in it. You're getting 1 new hero, Unity, in this box, and then some villains and mastermind in here. And it comes in here just like that. And this game is nicely published.
Well, we're going to have to keep it in that box because the base box is cramped. Yeah.
The base box is full. It comes full. You're getting a lot, right? That's Unity. That's the new hero. And this are the envelopes that I'm talking about, special envelopes. And when you win those scenarios, you get to open that up and it has some, so that's kind of cool. You get some special cards, and you feel like you're getting more powerful. You're getting stronger. Your hero, if you're playing, Lori's playing Legacy and I was playing Absolute Zero, and you're just getting stronger as you go, and that makes you feel accomplished and get stronger. So you're leveling up, and that has that feel to it. And then also in this box is, of course, Unity's cards will be in here. A new deck of bystander cards. Unity's personal cards, because every character has personal task cards that they must have with their character. And then you get these villains and mastermind. And the game itself It's not that difficult to learn.
No.
But there's a lot to remember and a lot to manage.
And we haven't even played against a mastermind yet.
In scenario 1, there was not a mastermind. So we just had a couple of villains that we had to defeat, and they were hard. I mean, we really had to juggle some things.
Because we didn't know what we were doing.
But I would advise you when you play this game, read through each scenario, and that will help you decide which heroes to play, because it matters. It depends on the villains that are out there and the color that they are and your attributes on your character. Like Unity here, I'll show you her. She's got a list of attributes here, and you have to roll those values to get a hit. So in her case, 5, 5, 3, 3. So 5 for the mind, 5 body, 3 spirit, and 3 tech. That's pretty good. I like that character. I could play Unity. I mean, those 5 pluses are rough. Because when you roll your dice, you got to get a 5 or a 6 to get a hit, and that is hard to do.
Especially where you rolled today. Today we rolled bad.
Oh, I rolled so terrible.
Yesterday we were rolling
and you
great.
have 5 action tokens, and you're going to use those in your turn. And if you're rolling dice to beat some henchmen, you got 3 henchmen in your space, and you're going to roll 3 dice, and you don't get any hits. You're like, ah! And then you have to use another action to roll them again. And I think I went through all my actions trying to kill one guy.
And you still didn't.
And I still didn't do it. And if they're left in your space at the end of your turn, they do automatic damage to you per henchman, 1 damage. And the damage is ridiculously hard. I mean, they're like, you can't use red cards or blue cards out of your deck. You lose action tokens. I mean, they're not good things. And then you got to go back to headquarters and get healed up. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I talked a little bit about the game and showed you what was in this expansion. I wanted this expansion because we wanted the extra scenarios, because we're going to play through it. It's fun. I'm not a superhero fan. We have no superhero games. No. We have no Marvel,
Invincible
no DC
is
Comics.
As close as we can
we have Invincible, the cooperative game from Dire Wolf is the name of the publisher, which I love. If you want a lighter Management Crisis game, Invincible would be more up your alley. And I love Invincible. Love it. It's a bag builder and tableau building game. It's outstanding. But this is a good one too. It's just a little bit more to manage. So let's look at some of these people we got. These are the defeated sides. So we got Misinformation. She's a mastermind. Hidden Saboteur. You got Citizen Dawn. She's a mastermind. Militant Metahuman. Citizen Dawn, Mastermind, Idealistic Healer. Now, why would we have 2 of them? Maybe she changes into something else.
Some of the masterminds have a separate card.
Then Omnitron, Mastermind, Rampaging Robot. These are really going to be...
Oh, that's that giant one.
This is going to be ugly. Oh yeah, that mini. That thing is this big around. Ransom Demands. I love the names of these guys. Mastermind, Plot, Hammer and Anvil. I love that. Citizens on the Sun, Hammer and Anvil. I like that. Wow, I think that looks awesome. I mean, there's some cool art in this game. It takes a little bit of getting used to for me. We've played Sentinels of the Multiverse, and the art is exactly the same. It's the Sentinels universe. So, Truth or Dare, Citizens of the Sun. Yeah, Truth or Dare. Mr. Jitters, the Boogeyman. I like that guy. I can't wait to face that. Well, look, that is cool looking. That's some nice art there. Wow. Okay. Vengeful Baron. That's Baron Blade remade. He was in
because he's in the box we have.
Greaser, Intergalactic Bounty Hunter. He's got his hair greased back. I like that. Okay, so that's their masterminds and villains that came in this box. And then, of course, you have, like I told you, all your special envelopes that you're going to unlock as you go through each scenario. Yeah, you only get these at the end of the scenario. So that's pretty cool. I mean, lots of fun. It's a fun game. I just want to take a minute and show you what was in this expansion because there wasn't anything on YouTube that I could see. That's it. Okay, so that's what's in this box, and we got it up at the Haven also. Was it $40?
Yes.
$40. In this particular type of game, I'm okay with that because I don't want to not be able to get this. And they have another expansion that has a couple of characters in it up there.
It just has 2 heroes in it.
2 heroes, and then there's a big expansion that has another board.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know where would you put it?
It was like $50.
I think so.
And this board, if you can't tell on camera, it's large. And you have this board that goes along the bottom that holds all the decks of cards. And the game is outstanding without this expansion. You know,
yes.
It's got a lot of playtime. Like I said, 4.5 hours per scenario probably. And you've got 4 scenarios in the base box in this comic book. 4 scenarios. That's a lot of playtime.
And like you said, we're only playing 2 characters, so you can go through replay all 4 scenarios with different characters.
With different characters. I think you got 5 characters in our box.
We have 5 characters.
5 characters, so there's lots of play in there. You don't have to really go get this. I just wanted to get it because I'm afraid it's going to disappear and not be available because things happen.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. Especially with all this going on with tariffs and China.
Yeah, and who knows?
Who knows if you're going to be able to get some of the stuff and how much it's going to be. So we went ahead and picked it up. And I wanted to show you and unbox it, talk a little bit about the game.
Because we didn't know what was in it specifically.
Laura and I, well, we just finished the first scenario, which is 3 chapters. So we've only got 4.5 hours of playtime in here. And we're not experts by any means, but that's enough. I play a lot of board games, and that's enough to know this is a pretty slick game. The designer, Richard Lonius, is pretty good. He designed the first Arkham Horror, I believe. And so he's a board game designer, knows what he's doing. And so we wanted to pick this game up and try it when I knew it existed. Because we like, first of all, cooperative games. We like to play together. And then Laura liked the superhero kind of thing. And we thought we'd give it a try. And I'm glad we did. Because everything, again, the publishing is outstanding. Cardstock, all the tokens, everything having to do with this game for the retail edition is just fantastic. All the dice are custom and engraved. I mean, nice dice. Everything about this game is published very nicely. So that's this expansion I wanted to tell you about. Rubble and Ruin, a Freedom 5 expansion, gives you 6 more scenarios in comic book style, just like the base game. And we wanted to pick that up, and I wanted to tell you guys about it. And I forgot to put this in there, and I forgot to put this in there. But yeah, okay. That's it. I love everyone. I got to get out of here. Gravy, he's not been a good boy today. He's attacked a lot of meeples.
He likes eating meeples.
Yeah, and you can't get mad at the cat. What can you do? Yeah, they're just going to do what they're going to do. All right, and that's we'll see you next time on Bones Collector. I love every one of you. Keep on board gaming. It's the best hobby on the planet because of games like Freedom 5 and the expansion I told you about. If you have any comments, please leave them. Give us a thumbs up and comment on the video or comment about Freedom 5 if you've played it and what you think of it. And we'll see you the next time on the Bones Collector. Bye-bye.